it's a home studio.
No, his studio is in a studio.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, in Austin.
I don't know. I was under the assumption that his studio was in his house.
No, he's got it. He's on like his 6th or 7th studio right now.
Huh.
He's all over. So
I was talking to my dad today, because I forgot to call him back yesterday. Sorry, Dad.
Whoops.
So, no, I had called him and he was talking to his brother. So he's like, I'll call you back. And then I was like, no, I'll try you later. And then we just never called each other back. So, talking to him today, he's like, what are you up to? And I'm like, oh, I'm just on my way to Michael's. We got another podcast tonight. He's like, have you done any 1 minute ones yet? Because that's as far as my attention span goes.
1 minute.
He might enjoy like the clips.
And that's what I told him. I'm like,
Yeah.
we want
Like the
to
funny
do
clips.
the clips.
Yeah.
Yes, it's just a lot of work to cut down the videos and the audio and upload them. I'm like, it's a whole thing.
Yeah, it's
but
a
trust
lot.
me, Dad, when we do it, you will be the first to know.
I told Laura we got to sit back. She'll pick like 6 or 7. I'll pick like 6 or 7. We just listen and pick
then
out
just
the
flip 'em.
good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So hey, that
Hi.
voice you hear over there, that's Dina Napolitano. What's going on?
Hey.
Yeah, by the way, we're recording.
we're
right now.
recording
yeah,
now?
Yeah. That's what we do. We just like to flow
Just
right
like
into it.
Sneaky little devil you.
Surprise!
Yeah. I've been called sneaky little devil a few times.
Very, very sneaky, sir.
Yeah. What was that?
I said very, very sneaky, sir.
Very sneaky. Well, I think you've gotten to the point where you're used to it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm used to it. I know once we start rolling into a story, it's like hit record and go.
There we
Well,
are.
I mean, you jumped right into that story about your dad.
I know. He is my number one fan, but it's just,
The
like
fir-
a lot of people, it's very hard to commit to 45 minutes of listening to us. So
Yeah.
Well, he's your number one fan for a minute
Yeah.
anyway.
for a full minute, but it can be multiple minutes once we have our funny segments cut down and uploaded to TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, my dad's my number one fan, too. And, like, he would have gone to all of my shows, but he's old and he's tired. So, like, anytime I'd play an earlier show, he'd be like, okay, I'll come.
Aww.
I get that because I'm in that situation. That's the way I feel most of the time now.
Yeah, we're just old.
Bedtime is. I slept for 12 hours last night.
Did you?
I woke up this morning. People probably thought I was blowing them off with text messages. I had like 4 missed text messages at 8 o'clock.
It's the worst when you're like, where am I?
Like, who is texting me? I'm like, if my phone goes off before like 10 a.m., I'm like, who the fuck are you? What do you want?
How rude.
Right. The rest of us are like, if I'm not asleep, very rarely do I sleep past 8 a.m. anymore, but
Yeah.
like, who's awake and like cognitive enough to send a text message at 8 a.m.?
Yeah, that's rude. When I worked overnights, that was like the rough thing. Like I'd wake up hours later. I'm like, I'm just going to take a nap. And then it's like, I wake up at 9 p.m. and it's like 20 missed like calls and text messages. Like, where are you? Whoops.
The worst thing about going to bed so early is you wake up in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
I got up at 1 a.m. and,
ready to
Wide
go.
awake.
I was wide awake and I sat and played a game on my phone for about 30 minutes. And then finally I was like, oh, man, fuck this. I got to close my eyes or this is going to
You got to do
suck.
something.
So
Then
I
you're
got,
just more tired the next day.
and I still got up at damn 6:30. Fucking balls.
You're ready to go.
I'm never ready to
So
go.
wait, you
Shit.
fell asleep at like 6:30?
No, woke up.
Yeah, but what time did you fall asleep last night?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't look at my watch right when I fell asleep.
Oh, well, you said
It
you
had to
slept
be-
12 hours, so
Yeah,
that
like if
means
you slept
were
12 hours, you must have
passed
Yeah.
out at 6:30.
Well, I had to have fallen asleep between 1:15 and 1:30.
And then you woke up at 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
6:30, 7:30.
Well, that's not.
Well, I laid in bed till 6:30.
So you just lied.
until
It's
8.
fine. You can admit it. So you
Wait,
slept like.
hold on.
You over
So how
exaggerated.
many hours did you sleep last night?
you
I
say-
spent all day jealous. He texted me at like 9 o'clock this morning. He's like,
Was
I
it
slept
12
hours
or
last
was it
night.
like 6 hours?
So I laid in bed till 8 o'clock,
Okay.
but I was
So
awake
it's 7
until
hours.
6:30,
So it's definitely not 12.
something like that.
Okay, so
Here we are with numbers again.
when were
Shit.
you in
Let's-
bed last evening?
Hey, so how are y'all doing today?
No, I need to figure this out.
Well,
Let's all
my
agree that men just over exaggerate.
Some
The
parts.
duration of
No, that's a whole other can of
how
worms.
long they
we
spend
really-
in bed.
You know what? We always start the show off. Well, I'm not going to say always, but
God.
we
Not
have been starting the show off with a shot of The Rock's Terramana tequila. This is it. This we started with a full bottle last week, and look, we're right at like a quarter.
I'm going to do like a half of one of those.
A half?
I think
Okay.
that's what put me over the edge on Friday night was the tequila.
The tequila? All right, that's like a half.
That was a really smooth tequila shot
It
at
was
your house.
really good.
I was shocked.
It was really good and dangerous, but that's why the birthday girl was the drunkest.
Woohoo!
Well, I think this is actually working out.
You know, I'm an
perfect.
overachiever.
I mean, that's one
So,
more shot.
right.
So I think the loser of tonight's trivia gets to take the last shot.
Well, considering what Dina does for a living and your passion and your love, this is going to be a real good trivia tonight.
Oh no.
So
I know exactly what it's about.
I'm
It has to do
thinking.
with animals.
It's aminals.
I think it's going to come down to the wire.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
love a
Oh,
formidable opponent.
No, I hate this.
Oh, well, hey, we appreciate you coming on the show, Dina.
Yeah, thank you. Thank
Clank
you.
'em.
Pleasure to be here. Pleasure to be here.
And,
Okay. Oh God.
oh,
All right. I'm not gonna lie. I just made the sound, but it actually is
Whoa.
really good. Like subconsciously, I wanted to be like, "Oh, that's disgusting," but that's good, and it's gluten free.
wow, there's a win for The Rock. Whoa. I don't know. It hit me hard this time.
Me too.
What in the world?
I don't know, but I taste what the Rock is brewing.
Look, that's my third shot of that, and man, did it hit me strong right there.
Today,
Yeah.
or like in general.
Oh, no, like
Since we've
yeah.
introduced it to the show, I
You
don't know
okay?
why
Are you
I'm
okay,
like,
Laura? I don't
Yeah,
know
I
if you're
think
gonna
she
make
look-
it.
I'm really
I
struggling
have
over
water
here.
here if you want some. I have
The
Oh my
first time we took a shot of this, it was so smooth. We're all in here like, wow, what a good shot.
Yeah, no, except for you.
No, well, the first time,
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
I
it
feel
lost
like it's gotten
smoothness.
like
It's aged.
progressively harder to do.
Maybe it's because you just knew what it tasted like ahead of time. You psyched yourselves up.
Well, it's just been sitting here room temperature for 3
warm.
weeks now.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure not to tag The Rock in this clip when I make it. Whoa.
Do not
Well.
drink at room
Okay.
temperature.
Yes,
Yeah.
we need a small tequila fridge in the studio for the show shots.
No, yeah, we do.
That was pretty good though.
But this, we gotta get a bigger studio first.
All right.
Yeah, I really
Knock a
struggled
wall
with that
down.
one. Whew, okay.
So
And we're
Dina,
back.
tell us what all, because you work in the
So-
veterinary business, right?
Yes, I
Is
do.
there a technical word for that? Or
Yeah, I am a veterinary technician.
veterinary technician.
I'm
Okay.
basically a nurse for animals.
So I'm intrigued. Yeah, so I'm sure you love your job. Like,
Yes.
yeah.
It is a hard thing. So I love what I do. I love working with animals. I've had some really amazing experiences. We just do not get paid nearly what we're worth. I mean, and what we have to deal with. It's a lot different than human medicine, which God bless the nurses, because I can only imagine what it's like dealing with actual people. We also deal with people though too. It's the owners that you get those one client out of the 100 good ones that's like you guys don't love my pet and you're not trying to help me, and it's like you are, but
Yeah,
they
but-
just don't
But most people suck.
Most people suck.
And I can just imagine, like, if you like worked in a real emergency room with humans,
With people
with,
who are
with
talking
mouths
back,
that just
yes.
want to like give you a hard time while you're trying to help them. Hey, animals don't say shit.
Yeah.
They just like that.
I've had to yell at people a couple of times, and it worked out in the end, fine. But people come in screaming, their dog's pretty much dead, and like you have to take it from them immediately. Like this dog, those few seconds could mean it living or dying.
Yeah.
And then people are just so bawling and like screaming that you have to literally be like, ma'am, you need to calm down. Otherwise, I can't help you. Like, I need to know what's going on because, like, the dog can't speak for itself or the cat, So it's rough. It's rough. Working emergency was really rough. I'm now not in emergency anymore because of that. So
That would be the worst part for me.
it's hard.
Like having to euthanize animals and with the family right there. Like you
Oh, it's
see some of these
terrible.
videos and it's like I'm starting to tear up and shit. I'm like,
so
oh
bad.
God.
I mean, it's good, like, because they have that option. Like, you see something suffering, and obviously, like, you don't want it to suffer for its last, hour of life. And it's really nice that we get to do that. But just seeing children or something in the room, or like, you'll get like your big burly ass men who, are sitting there and it's like their cat and they're bawling and they're hugging you and you're like, oh, it's hard. It's really hard.
Well, tell us some high points about the job. It can't all be sad,
No,
right?
we get a lot of puppies and kittens that come in. We have a lot of cool cases. I like seeing, some of the patients that come in and they're like, you don't really think they're going to live. And then like, 3 weeks later, they're coming in wagging their tails. I've personally had really cool experiences. I've gotten to assist surgery on like a lion before and a tiger and worked with some really cool exotics. I took a growth off of a piranha back in New York.
How do you
these aren't
take
people's pets.
These
are
are
they?
people's
What?
pets. Well, the lion and tiger were actually at the conservator center.
Okay.
But the piranha was like this old famous boxer from like back in the like 70s who had this piranha in New York and like it had a growth on it and we
All right, you need
Took
to
it off.
walk me through surgery on a piranha. Like, how does this go down?
It's the weirdest thing. So they have this anesthesia for fish, and you basically like take their tank water, put it in essentially a spackle bucket, put the the anesthetic powder in it, mix it up, and then you put the fish in, and it puts them under anesthesia. So then you have to put them on this like wet, kind of dish. Essentially, we had like a towel with a sponge under it, and then like while they were doing surgery,
Are you constantly pouring water in the gills?
Kind of, yeah. I had syringes filled with like the water from the anesthesia bucket, and I would just like squirt it into his gills and just keep him under anesthesia. And then you pop him in the tank, and then he like floats for a second, and then he's nothing.
Oh wow, that's pretty cool, actually. Yeah.
Oh, that's baffling.
Science is cool.
That's not something I think a lot of people think about when they're like, I got to take my pet to the vet. They're not like, oh, my fish is sick.
Yeah. We don't do normal goldfish, people. This is just like, $1,000 piranhas from like the African Nile.
Well, I mean, I bet you that surgery was probably a few thou.
Oh, sure.
Yeah,
for sure. Because we had to go out to his house, like. So, yeah. I mean, whatever. People pay it.
What do you do with the growth once you take it off?
So usually we'll just toss it out or like put it in a formaldehyde jar and send it to the lab and see what kind of growth it is. Like if it's going to come back or what. I mean, fish is weird. Like when I do surgery on my own fish, like I don't care if it's a freaking piranha.
Yeah.
Like, no, but.
So you did surgery on lions and tigers here in North Carolina.
Here in North Carolina.
So were these from private owners or from zoos or what?
These were, I don't know if I'm allowed to say where it was. On here or not. It was at a conservator, like
a conservation or something?
Conservation center.
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
So that's, I guess, the farthest I can go.
Yeah, I know that's
pretty
fine.
close to what the place is called, but
yeah, there's a handful of them in
Yeah.
North Carolina, particularly. So that's very cool.
Yeah.
Here's a fun fact. You probably already know this, but there are more wild cats in the United States and owned by private citizens than there are in the continent of Africa.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That is true. Most wildcats.
Okay.
Yeah.
Clarifying question. There are more cats
in captivity in the United States
by private owners than there are wild in
like
in
lions,
Africa,
tigers.
That's sad.
I think just in Texas there are more.
Yeah.
That's
than
sad,
Africa.
and I hate that.
It's like that pros and cons. I hate it, and I feel like all those animals should be in like conservation places, but at the same time, like sadly, those people are keeping them alive. Like they're not going extinct because people have them.
That's true.
But at the same time, they shouldn't have them because like what kind of life is that?
But the last thing you want, like in Texas, there's wild tigers and lions running around because they escaped from their owners.
Yeah.
that
And you don't want any white rhinos running around in Texas.
Which are now officially like
extinct.
that's it.
Oh, are they extinct
They're
now?
wild. That's it. They're done.
As of
No.
in the
No.
last few years, right?
Mm.
Yeah, very sad.
That's sad.
My thought is, this is a slippery slope, you guys, because this is how domesticated cats came into our homes. So if we're breeding domesticated big cats, is it just going to be the norm to have, the
No.
tiger
No.
adoption center?
No.
Well-
Tigers and lions, they need to be, lions,
Out.
they need their pack. They're such pack animals, so
Yeah.
you
Well,
can't just
Here's a question.
like
maybe
birds.
maybe you'll know since you work in the animal business. So dogs, they originated from wolves. That's been scientifically proved through DNA on down the line. Cats, where do domesticated cats originate from? I mean, there's
Cats domesticated themselves. So I just watched this whole special on it, and it blew my mind. But cats domesticated themselves. So if you ever look at like There's this African jungle cat. It's literally the size of your domestic cat. It looks like a domestic cat. Like
But it's wild as fuck.
But it's wild.
Like,
It's a jungle cat. But they
Okay.
people have food, people whatever, and they just kind of started going where the people were.
So
It's
they
like
were
the Little Mermaid.
kind of like
Trying to be
kind of
domesticated.
like bobcats, maybe
Yeah,
a little bit.
kind of like
Yeah?
bobcats, like that. Yeah, they just kind of, hey,
Oh.
these people feed me, and now they're smart.
Probably my favorite fact about cats is they don't communicate with each other by meowing.
No.
They did that to manipulate humans. They they created the meowing sound to imitate that of a crying baby. So when you hear a baby crying, you want to go to it, find out what's wrong. It's a cat, and he said, "Feed me.
Yeah.
I live
Yeah.
here now."
Yeah. Cats do not meow at each other. They like grumble and hiss, but like
Yeah, they
I'm not even gonna try to.
grumble,
I
they
was gonna
hiss.
try to imitate it, but it's not gonna happen.
It's crazy we're talking about this because I just listened to an episode of Joe Rogan where they talked about the domestication of cats, and he brought up a good point. Did you know, like, if a cat was the size of a lion, like a domesticated cat was that big, they would eat the fuck out of their owners.
Oh yeah.
They just don't care.
Oh, yeah.
Like a dog. He was saying, you got a gerbil in the house. You tell your dog, hey, here's the gerbil. It's cute. You're friends with it.
You're
You know,
friends
you
with
don't eat it. And the dog will go, okay, well, I'll do that. No problem.
Then there's a cat.
And then
who's
the
gonna
cat will
bat
be
the
like-
fuck out of
Get
that
the
bitch.
fuck out.
The cat will be like, fuck you. I'm going to eat the shit out of you. Just like that's why your cats can't go around my fish. Because I know they would be up in there just like trying to eat the
Do
fuck
you
out of
know
my
they
fish.
can't jump that high? They're like 25 pounds.
They would
Yeah.
try.
Don't-
They would try.
They're-
They would try.
they're
If they
not
could, they would. There was
Yeah.
a special on was it Disney or not Disney Discovery Channel when Discovery Channel was still a Discovery Channel, and it was like top 10 feline predators, and domesticated cats were the number one predator, like the number one apex predator. Like if the world ended and like humans were gone, the domestic cats would rule. Like they'd rule.
Haven't there been like incidents where crazy cat lady that had like 50 cats in her house died
and the
they
cats
ate her?
eat her? Yeah.
Yeah, I
Ugh.
know I've heard of
Well,
that
that's what
before.
you get for having 50 fucking cats.
Oh god.
Yes, that's not
Disgusting. I don't even want one, and I
livable.
have one, and he's just, and he's only because he's special. He'll be the only cat I ever have.
Really? You know what? I've never seen your cat.
You've never seen my cat?
No.
Really? Skimbleshanks?
I don't think I've ever seen your cat.
That's his name.
All right. What's the origination of this name?
Skimbleshanks. So
Skimbleshanks.
the original or origination, I was about to say, that's a new word. Origination.
We make up words here.
of
It's
the
all
name-
good.
That's okay. I
had
think
a
that's
long-
what he said.
I had a long birthday weekend. So I watched this. There was this show on Adult Swim, the Tim and Eric Awesome show, and they did this little skit, and this woman basically was making fun of this guy. Anyways, the name Skimbleshanks was one of his cats, but it comes from Cats, the play. Skimbleshanks. He's a railroad
Oh,
cat.
okay.
And I just thought that's a really funny fucking cat name, like Skimbleshanks.
It's
It
a great
is.
cat name.
So I have a tripod cat named Skimbleshanks.
Tripod cat. Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely never seen the
Yeah,
cat.
and he's orange. He hobbles around. He usually hides when a lot of people are there.
This
Oh,
was
okay.
a very kind of, I don't know if it was disturbing or maybe heartwarming. I don't know. I'm still kind of split on the whole thing. I volunteered at half a dozen animal shelters in my life, give or take. Probably my favorite one was in Key West, the Florida Keys Humane Society. And we just had like all kinds of special needs cats, from like 2 legs to like super advanced diabetes, but like livable. We don't
Yeah,
have to put
they
this
just
one
need their
down.
insulin.
So yeah. What was wild to me was how many potential adopters wanted a special needs cat. It was kind of like it was like trendy to have. I don't know. It just like it was crazy. So, I guess she's not special needs. Okay, scratch that. She's very special needs, but I didn't adopt Nike because she was special needs.
Right.
When I moved to Key West, and my husband at the time and I were like, let's get a pet.
And you
We
wind up-
roll into the shelter, and Inigo was my first love. Love him. That's my baby. That's my honey bunches. That's my Pooh Bear.
That's a deaf cat, right?
No, Nike's deaf.
Oh,
Nike's a deaf one.
I can never get your cats. Right.
But then I adopted Hobbs with Inigo. Hobbs came from another litter,
Right.
and I'm like, I just want a 6-toed cat. Like, I'm in Key West. I feel like it's just
Yeah,
kind of
people
a
like the
novel
toes.
thing to do, right? So I am guilty of that. But then I ended up with Nike, who be like anyone's dream who like wants a special needs cat.
Right.
She's deaf. Her entire like left leg was shattered when she was a kitten.
That was like
She's-
Shanksy.
Oh my God, she's a hot mess. Somehow the amazing vets in Stock Island were able to like piece her back together. So she has all 4 of her legs, but there was like a pin holding her leg together for the first like 3 months of her life. So now when she sits back, she can't tuck that leg under her. So she just
That's perfect.
sticks out.
She's
when
a little,
she
she's a little hussy.
Yes.
That was
She's
kind of
a nut.
Shanks's leg was shattered too. That's why they tried to fix it and they had to take it. But then I took him home and then he 3 legs is not really special needs to me.
It's not.
But then he started having seizures. So now he's
Okay,
actually
so now
like,
he's
Oh,
super special
yeah.
needs.
special
yes.
needs. Yeah, cat seizures are not fun. But
Yeah.
whatever. He's happy. He just chirps and thinks he's one of the dogs.
I had a dog that used to have seizures, and man, that freaked the shit out of me.
They're
I was
scary.
like, whoa, just sitting there on the floor shaking,
Yeah,
foaming.
you can't do anything.
Ugh.
I hate that.
Yeah. How about dogs that have to have like a wagon for their back legs? Y'all do that too?
I had one.
Oh, you had
I
one.
did. His name was
Oh.
Ollie. Oliver. I called him Scuttles. I adopted.
Was that before he got the wheel wagon? Or
No, I took him home as a little
Oh.
paraplegic. Yeah,
Oh,
it was at
okay.
a place I worked at. This is what happens. I always wind up with these freaking pets.
I mean, that's going to be my next
Yeah.
question. Make sure I circle back
So
to that.
him and the cat are the only special needs ones. But I didn't want I worked at this place. It was my first job working there. He came in. He essentially had been in a car accident with his owner, who wound up being my boss's son.
Oh, wow.
Broke his back, paraplegic. He had a wheelchair. But every day I'd come into work, like we'd take him for therapy and let him run around in the wheelchair, and he would just follow me around. Like whoever was doing his treatments, he would follow me, and like I'm like, oh my God, this dog. So I'd take him, from work on the weekends because I felt bad. I'd take him to the lake, let him swim. Eventually, I took him home. Yeah, I had him for 3 years, and then he eventually had a basically cancer. But yeah, loved his little
man.
wheelchair, little
But
Scuds.
you gave him like the best
Yeah,
life in the
Ollie.
last few
Scuttles.
years.
Yeah, Scuttles. I'd take him downtown Raleigh with his little, wheelchair, and I'd play, they see me rolling. Little Ollie coming up.
Was he fast with it?
Yeah, he
Two
was.
front legs all jacked up.
Yeah, they
Ugh.
were, and that's why I called him Scuttles eventually, because he eventually hated the wheelchair and would just scuttle along on his front legs and chase my German Shepherd out of the room and chase
Wow.
the pit bull out of the room, and he ruled the house.
I feel like dogs who end up in those little wheelchairs,
They're so badass.
it makes them, I think, way faster than their little like genetics were intended to go.
Yeah.
It's like they don't know how to stop themselves.
It totally does. The small ones are cool, but like the big ones, they can't stop. There's no brakes.
Did they flip?
They just
Just like
That is straight physics at work.
they just one object in motion stays in motion.
so. You mentioned you had a tiger and a lion in there for surgery, and you did surgery on a piranha. What's the craziest animal you've seen come in? Most exotic pet?
Pet, not
Yeah.
me at a center.
Yeah, it's somebody's pet that they brought in, and like a snake of some sort. Not like a.
I mean, snakes are cool. We'd see a lot of tegus, like those big lizards, which are scary looking, but they're cool.
Yeah.
Would you pull up a tegu? I don't know what that is.
Lots
A
of
tegu?
birds. Yeah, TEGU. Privately owned an African serval wildcat, which is scary. I mean, privately owned, I'd have to say those are probably the weirdest, like those exotic
No
ones.
monkeys?
I have not. Well, that's a lot.
That's like a popular pet.
Yes, I worked for a woman. I volunteered one summer. Yeah, that's a tegu.
There's a tegu.
They're huge. I mean, they're like
okay.
these huge lizards. I worked for a woman that had like her own exotics, and I helped her one summer kind of take care of them. She had a monkey. It was a little squirrel monkey, and then she had a bunch of marmosets and emus,
What?
and they're weird. They scare me.
What do you
Ooh.
have to do to legally acquire exotic pets?
It depends on the state.
We went to a place, I showed it to Laura a few weeks back, here in Youngsville. There's an emu farm.
Yeah, emus. I mean, they're like ostriches. You can, oddly enough, like you can have them.
Yeah.
Like they're like
There's no
Chickens.
laws
There's
against
no-
having.
They're assholes.
Emus.
yeah, they are.
Yeah,
and they like
spit
they
in your
make this
face.
weird sound though. They like sound like drums. Like I remember
Really?
like being at this woman's place, and this is in New York, since she was legally able to have them up there, but. Where it's not legal, you have to have special licensing. Like you have to be like
Okay.
a wildlife rehabilitator or something like that.
Okay.
But they I remember being outside and I was cleaning her wallaby area, and it was like,
Ooh, wallaby.
like you'd hear this like this drumming sound that was like, it sounded like it was inside something, and it was the emus drumming. Like they drum, they make drum sounds. It's weird, creepy.
Wow.
I have no desire. Like, I'm not a big fan of birds, regardless. But if I'm thinking about, like, I want a new pet, I'm kind of tired of the cat thing. Let's get a fucking emu. Like, I get it, like, rehabilitation, sure, let's take care of the emu, let's nurse it back to
ostrich,
health.
I would be like, okay, and only because you can ride on them.
The plumage.
Like, you can race on ostriches. That's like one of my bucket list things.
Maybe y'all can.
Yeah.
I don't
you ever
think
watch
I can.
them? They're like legit jockeys on fucking ostriches racing.
Yeah. They can like kill you though with one swift kick.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, and don't
For
they
sure.
have like a claw at the end?
Oh yeah, they're like velociraptors.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
fucking dinosaurs.
Fucking
They are
kill you.
dinosaurs.
I kind of think those legs at the fucking fair, the turkey legs aren't turkey legs.
Oh,
I think
no.
they're ostrich legs.
They're not. No turkey is that big.
No way.
No
And the
fucking
meat
turkey
is
that
not
big. No.
like it's crazy.
No.
The meat's.
I've
in a
actually
different...
eaten ostrich meat knowingly, like as a steak, like a filet mignon. It is dark meat and it's delicious, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, I
Highly
bet.
recommend if you can find it.
She's a vegan, so it doesn't
okay,
matter.
just kidding.
She almost threw up.
Still vegan.
It was so
I
good.
won't eat it. Okay, I believe
I'm over here thinking
I
about
believe that.
buffalo ostrich wings.
Well,
Dude.
I'm
Yeah.
thinking about,
I'm telling you, the
like,
ostrich filet mignon is like, it beats beef. It's so good.
Where can I get ostrich
It's so
filet mignon in
tender. I don't
Raleigh?
know. I think you can get the butcher shop over off of Falls of News. I forgot whatever it's called now. They have
Okay.
ostrich meat occasionally.
Oh,
Yeah, and
Road
you
trip.
can get kangaroo meat there too.
what?
They're like
I
deer.
feel
Yeah.
like that would be super gamey.
Yeah.
I don't know, because I like venison.
But venison is pretty gamey.
Yeah, but
Unless
Like, you have to cook
gotta
that
soak
for
it.
you have to
several
marinate
hours.
it
Yeah.
properly.
Speaking of kangaroos, okay, I saw your Facebook, and you guys just went to like this private zoo, and I need to know more about this
yes.
because we need to go.
Oh my god, it
Me
was
too.
fantastic.
There was kangaroos, there
There
was
were.
sloths, right? So where's this place at, or can you say?
I guess yeah, I can plug them.
Yeah.
It's a zoo life in Pine Tops, North Carolina. Brent took me as a surprise for my birthday.
Happy birthday, by the way.
Happy birthday!
Yeah, it was really cool. You know, it's private. It's their private collection of animals, and it's nothing crazy. You know, I usually don't like that. Like, I don't like the whole Tiger King thing. But these aren't like they have lions and tigers. You know, the kangaroo are like deer, so it's like an elk farm. You know, you can have elk and alpacas, and they have proper enclosures, and that's essentially what it was. But they had some kangaroos, and then like they actually had alpacas and like all these cool pigs. And these little baby piglets
these cool pigs.
Yeah, all these. I love pigs. All these baby piglets. They're called coons. They escaped their enclosure because like the fence is just big enough for them, so they just like run around the little farm and just come follow you while you're on your tour, and it's the cutest little
Oh
thing.
wow, that's
That
pretty cool.
is
Yeah.
the cutest
And
thing.
then they have a lemur who's pretty cool, and I mean again, lemurs you can have, and they have a pretty cool setup. They had a toucan, and then they had a sloth.
Yeah, I saw
Sloth
that
was
one.
my favorite.
Yeah.
She was precious. So I feel like I'm a Disney princess sometimes, and I just have this weird way with animals. Like they just come to me. Like I'm just, I don't know. It's very strange. I can't explain it.
No,
but
I 110%.
they just come to me. So we go to
relate.
this place, and the sloth is inside her little thing, and she's like, well, you know, I'm not going to take her out because she's eating, like, but you guys can come in one-on-one. And look at her. So a bunch of people go in before, and she's just sitting up in her thing. Oop. Eating her sweet potato, and then I go in, and it's me and Brent and Amanda and her boyfriend, and I'm like, oh my god, so I'm taking pictures, and I shit you not, she's hanging upside down, like looking at me upside down, just drops her sweet potato, and starts crawling to me, and I was like, oh my god.
It was a connection.
Yeah, and my friend
Y'all
Amanda was
bonded.
like, oh my god, they always do this. Yeah, and she just put her head down, and the girl was like, oh, she might be whatever if she opens her mouth, you know. Be careful. And I just like scratched behind her ears, and she was just like smiling and just like kept coming closer, and like I can tell she wanted to like climb on me, but sloth nails are really sharp. Like,
They're long too.
yeah, people don't
Yeah.
realize it. They are very sharp, and I didn't want her to like crawl on
Yeah.
me and like cut me up, so I just like moved, and she just kept walking over to where I was, like getting me to scratch her ears. Then I took that awesome photo of me where I was like, oh my god, I'm with a sloth, and she just hung upside down and like photobombed my
So are they
picture.
really super slow?
Yeah, so this one wasn't as slow. She actually moved very fast. The only reason why they're super slow is because of the plants they eat. it actually gets them like high, similar to a koala. So it makes them really slow, and then they slow to digest. They only come down every like 7 days to go to the bathroom.
Sloths are high as fuck when
They're
slow
high
like
as
that.
shit. Yeah, that's why they're
What?
so slow.
Learning something here on
She
Hammer
was
today.
booking it because she's obviously not eating what she would eat in the wild. Like,
Yeah.
you know, she's got potatoes and I mean, she's well fed, but the normal tree that they eat in like Costa Rica is like kind of how koalas are with their eucalyptus. So, it
So
makes them, like,
you're never going to be able to look at the sloth from Zootopia the same.
yeah, because they legitimately
Yeah.
are that slow. Like, we've seen a live sloth. A
He's
sloth in the
high.
wild a couple of times. Like, you know, when we've gone down to Costa Rica, you look in the binoculars and they're eating and they're legitimately like,
So high.
That was
It's
the sloths that worked at the DMV, right?
yeah.
Yeah, they were
He's
all
just,
high.
like, stamping
High
his
as
feet.
fuck.
He's like,
He's so high.
You know what? If humans in the Henderson DMV were high, I could actually go there and enjoy it.
See? Because
Because
they're
they're a
like,
bunch of
they'd
assholes.
be like sloths.
Yeah, that maybe the humans need to get high and work in the DMV. Make it
I think that's illegal
much.
because it's a government job.
Yes, that is true. That's why I
So
don't
meh.
smoke. That's why I don't do
Maybe
drugs.
they shouldn't.
Wow.
Anybody that works in the DMV listening to that, do not get high.
No, get high. If it improves your personality because you suck. At
Legally, we're not telling you to get high.
Sorry, Henderson.
They allegedly suck. I'm sorry, they suck.
But if you wanted to, it'd be cool.
Yeah. Yeah, well, see, I just went to DMV the other day with my daughter, and they were just fucking pricks.
Well, first of all, you went to the DMV in Henderson. Like,
Like, you got no other choices when you live in this county.
that's true.
But anyway, I mean, whatever. That's a whole different can of worms. Where were we at? Because I take us down
We
left.
were talking
I make
about
that
sloths.
left turn. That's what I'm known for. Yeah, so sloths. Yeah, Zootopia. All right.
Yeah, that's it. Sloths are cool.
When I was volunteering, I also worked like my day job. I would tell people, I volunteer here, volunteer there, and I volunteered again at like 6 different animal rescue organizations up and down the East Coast. And probably the number one question that I get is like, how many pets do you have? Like, no, I'm not going to volunteer to bring them home. I'm going to volunteer to make sure they have a safe place to reside while they wait for their forever home.
Yep.
So how many, I guess, I don't want to say foster failures, but I've heard you go to work and sometimes you bring a pet home.
So, yeah, that's true. I've actually done really good. So, my first dog, Zorro, R.I.P.,
Zorro.
the man, he was my pit bull. He came from work. He was my very first one that I took home, actually. So he was seized. I lived at the time in Newburgh, New York. He was seized by this guy who was like breeding them to like sell for drug money, essentially. I was friends with the dog control officer when they came in and like were seized and brought to our place. So like I was able to hold each puppy for them to take pictures of for like court. And then I got to him, he like nuzzled in my hand. And then it was weird. He chose me. So
Yes.
took him home. So he was actually my first failure. He passed away 2 years ago. And then my next one I took home, I guess, was Ollie, my paraplegic Boston Terrier that I had. Also deceased about 3 years ago. And then Skimbleshanks. Skimbleshanks. Charlie I got from a foster. I actually went to look at a Great Dane puppy so I can get Zorro a friend. And then this little German Shepherd came out from under the table. And that's how I went up Charlie. And then I only had them. And then, I had them and then Ollie. And then, once Zorro passed away and it was just me and Charlie, that's when I eventually wound up getting Hodor. But he was an oops litter.
Oh, Hodor. You got Hodor the same time we got Coda.
Yeah.
And they were like little puppies.
Oh, my God, yes.
And now, we had to rehome Coda because Coda was just too much.
Yeah.
A puppy German Shepherd with
Shepherds
some
are a
rot
lot.
in
Here
it.
is,
Yeah.
I'm just going to
And,
plug this harmless PSA. Potential pet owners out there, just assume it's going to be too much.
Yeah,
Just assume you can't do it. We've got the Cruella movie out here
Yep.
now. You don't want a
You
Dalmatian.
don't want a Dalmatian.
You
Research your
don't.
dogs.
Those
man.
Dalmatians were CGI.
Either way, you don't want a real Dalmatian and you don't want a CGI Dalmatian.
Are
Those
well,
shirts-
are Dalmatians?
CGI Dalmatian, a lot less work, you know.
Are they that mean though? Really?
They're not mean.
Yeah.
Jinx.
They're
Jinx, right? Good one.
oh man, I can't wait for trivia. They are high energy.
Very
and
high energy.
They are predisposed.
They're working
to,
dogs.
Yeah.
You working dogs is the problem. People do not research the dogs before they take them home at all. You know, you get a working dog, your dog is bred to work. He is going to herd your family if he's a herding dog like a shepherd. He is going to, be absolutely protective of the house if he's, labs are even like that. People don't even realize that about yellow labs. Like, yellow labs are the worst. They're so protective of their family, but they're working dogs. And that's why they become destructive, because they need to hunt. Mm-hmm. So they're like hunting dogs and like spaniels. And then you get all these dogs that are like golden doodles and labradoodles. Everybody's like, oh, they're part poodle. Both of those are hunting dogs. People don't realize that poodles are actually hunting. They're bird dogs.
What?
Their haircuts are so they're more buoyant.
Buoyant. Yeah.
That's the second time I said that. I want to say buoy.
Oh no, somebody's phone.
That's not my phone.
Oh, that's me.
That's
I
you.
apologize.
Wow.
I thought I turned my ringer off. I'm gonna just own this
Wow.
one. You know what?
Yep.
I have to take that other shot for this one.
Yeah, you do. Poodles
Wow.
are
You know what? I
bird
guarantee.
dogs.
Listen.
Shots are not like
Wait,
reward here.
Hello.
Who is it?
Hello.
Hello, Mr. Michael Bird.
Yes, this is him.
Hi, sir. This is Cal, and I was just reaching out to you regarding your property here in the state of North Carolina. Now,
They want to talk to you about your car's extended warranty.
updates on your property's entitlement, because due to the pandemic, all our homeowners weren't able to make repairs, upgrades around the home, or
Please.
I will take 500,000 for it right now, cash.
Oh, they want to buy your car. That's the thing.
Oh, yeah.
They just bought my parents' car.
Will you do it? What do you think?
Oh!
No. I mean, I tried. I almost was rich right then.
Damn.
Yeah,
Yeah, they've been
so
buying
close.
everybody's cars.
So close.
No, and they wanted my house. They wanted property. Yeah.
Oh, he wanted your house.
Yeah.
Why'd I think car? And I was
yeah,
like, oh, 500,000. That's stupid.
I got one the other day. It was from somebody saying they were with a government agency with the IRS, and it was in the Alexa voice almost, like
Oh.
that digital tone.
Yeah.
And they said if I didn't call them, if they didn't like pay something now, that law enforcement was going to come arrest me and blah blah blah. So
I'm like, great, I'll be outside.
and they were like push pound now, and I push pound. And I was like, so you coming to arrest me, right? Huh, Mr. Patel? And it was an Indian guy, so I knew right well it was
Oh
a
my
fucking
God, Michael.
look. Listen,
You shouldn't have pressed pound. Now they have all your.
I pressed pound and he hung up on me as soon as I
See?
called him out. So, bunch of scammers out there.
There's a lot of scammers out there.
But look,
especially now.
I apologize. That was my
Put
fault.
that on mute.
No, I don't even remember what we were talking about now.
We
I
were
got so
talking
intrigued.
about
Poodles.
Poodles, yes.
and Habanese were hugely popular in Key West, and I'm like, I hope you're taking them out to swim because that's what they do.
Yeah.
And
You got to look at what your dog
Yes.
was bred for and before you take one home. Like, that's the big thing. And, like, I lucked out with my shepherd. I'll never have another shepherd again. As great as they are, they're amazing, but he's a really good dog. But they are very anxious and very high energy. And, I mean, I had to run him and run him and run him and run him. I mean, I luckily am able to bring my dogs to work. You know, it's a little different for me, but
Yeah.
Mastiff life is where I'm at.
Bringing your kids to work day
love
takes on a whole
the
different meaning for you.
Mastiffs. God.
Yeah, well, I'll just keep my Mastiffs. That's it. They're lazy, but they'll also play, and
But they're so precious.
they are until they drool on you, and then
Well,
Oh my
even
God.
then,
You got the one dog. He's got that line of drool.
it's Hodor, man. He
Hodor.
just drools like a
those
motherfucker.
Jowls.
Yeah.
Just
God, and I love, and I like it. It's terrible because like he's my favorite. So like I'm always like, you're so perfect, and then like I'll look at him and be like, you're disgusting, and it's
Right.
just like drool. It'll just shake and it's on you. I mean, like we have to repaint the downstairs because when we bought the house, they use like flat like eggshell paint, so you can't really wipe it off because underneath is like the ugly paint from the house before. It just goes right through, and it was like orange, like orange.
all right.
Oh, wow.
Orange. The people had my house
Here's,
painted this orange. So now we have to repaint the house because there's drool all over the wall that we can't wipe off without exposing,
I'm gonna plug another harmless PSA in here.
Uh-oh.
Don't go for the cheap paint, guys. You know, if you're covering up an ugly color,
Yeah, don't do the cheap.
Spend more.
Spend the money.
On the good paint so you can wipe your dog's drool off the wall.
Exactly.
You got to go gloss, right? Or semi-gloss?
Semi-gloss.
Semi-gloss,
yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
And it depends. Yeah, they have like different brands too that are like more like wear resistant. So.
Durable.
Yeah.
Also, PSA, if you go to Dina's house, wear your bad pants.
Wear your bad pants.
Wear your bad pants.
We have drool rags around the house specifically for Hodor. Although Donkey drools, too. Only after he's drank some
He
water.
doesn't have quite the jowls
No.
Hodor has yet. I'm sure he's going to get there with age.
I think that's it. I
but
think he's got the, he's where he's at.
a little more taut,
Yeah.
so it's not quite
Hodor
as
is-
drippy.
Hodor looks
Well-
like he ran into a wall.
I wish I'd have took this picture of
love
Hodor
him.
Friday night when we were at your house because we were all sitting outside on the patio and Hodor was inside looking out at us, just sitting there. And he had like
Did he
two
yeah.
lines hanging down. They were like a foot long a piece. I'm like, wow, I should have took a picture of that. That was great.
He shook his head, and I cleaned that glass, by the way, before everybody even came over. And within like 15 minutes, it was like drool. Just. But I was sitting on the couch today, and I'm like feeling like today is the first day I felt that like I'm not really hungover from this weekend. But I'm like laying on the couch, I'm relaxing finally. Like everybody's gone. Brent's at work. I have some me time. Hodor's on the other side of the room, shakes his head, and I watched it in slow motion. Just and it was like on my tit, but like connected to my boob like a spider web. Then like on my elbow down to my hand. And I was like,
Oh, God.
All right.
but I love him.
Yeah, we're going to definitely have to put a couple of pictures up here of
One
Hodor so
more.
everybody
I'll send
can
you some pictures
see
of Hodor.
what
One
I'm talking
more
about.
Friendly
Oh my God.
PSA out there,
Yeah,
guys.
yeah.
Mastiffs are great.
God.
Love them. Super cuddly.
Drool, though.
Kind of lazy.
Cuddly, it's like a
perfect.
human being.
Yes.
God, I love him.
Yeah.
But they drool. So think of like your best friend who also is very drooly.
Yeah, but they drool. That's the thing. If you don't want drool in your house, don't get a Mastiff.
Don't get a Mastiff.
Tough. I mean,
But you should probably
Great
get a
cuddle
Mastiff.
buddies.
They're pretty fantastic.
I would die for your dogs.
I
Just
was gonna say,
saying.
I
I
love
would
them so much.
literally die for them.
Yeah, we'll
What-
continue to have them.
what would you do with two of those and your 3 cats already? I mean,
Well, obviously,
Where are
they'd
you gonna
be
sleep?
Friends. Oh, I'll sleep on the floor. The dogs get the bed.
Our dogs don't actually sleep in the bed.
yeah.
That's game off. Nope.
I'd see that's my problem.
Nope.
My dogs would not get on furniture. They would not get on beds.
I'm the one that doesn't want them in the bed, not Brent. I am the one because I hate hair. Like I hate fur, and it's
Yeah.
weird because I have a shepherd, I have 2 mastiffs, and this fucking stupid cat. But I hate it, and I don't want it on my pillow. I don't want it in my bed. I don't want to roll over and get a mouthful of. I don't want to have sexy time and have like dog hair get shoved in my,
Or a dog watching
no
you on
area.
the floor.
Or them
Or-
watching, yeah.
Dude, what is up with
like,
that?
it's weird to me. So they have beds in our bedroom. They do sleep in our
Yeah.
bedroom, but they all have their beds in the room, and that's where they sleep.
Wait,
That's
hold
it.
on. So hold on. You want your sexy time? You want with you and your significant other
Yeah.
without dogs.
No
But the dogs is that pre-planned or is it? What if the spontaneous and the dogs
usually
are
it's
in
like
there
we're making out, and then sometimes it happens with them in there.
and
but
the
they don't-
dogs are watching?
But they don't get. No, they're not actually. My dogs are very well behaved. They're like,
Yeah.
I'll be like, hey Hodor, put on the earmuffs, and he just like lays down.
Wow.
hold on, Donkey, cover your eyes. But
Oh God.
they actually don't. There's been a couple of times when they have. One time, I'm pretty sure Hodor
What?
licked Brentathan's like butt when he was walking away to go to the bathroom. Yeah, but
All right.
but that was about it, and that was before we
Oh.
lived together. So
I mean, if he survived that, I mean,
Oh
sorry,
my God.
babe.
now y'all have a mortgage together, so I guess it's not that bad.
But yeah, but I mean, it wasn't like during sexy time. Otherwise, like sexy time's about to
Yeah.
happen. All of a sudden, we're like out, and then go.
Oh,
Go time.
There's nothing.
Sometimes it's just
I don't know. It's
weird.
It's very weird.
Yeah, I don't want eye
You gotta have
contact.
boundaries with your pets. Sexy time is
Michael.
sexy time. If
Yeah.
you're like doing something on the bed and
Yeah.
you're
They're watching
into
Daddy
it,
pound mommy. It's like fucking alpha. Like they're
He's,
watching him
and then you
happen.
feel a cat on your foot. It's like
That's weird.
Oh,
yeah,
it's
cats
weird.
cats not allowed in the room at all.
Oh.
That's also why I don't have pictures in my bedroom.
Oh, why not?
I don't have pictures of
Oh,
people in my
that's
bedroom
interesting.
because I don't want to be having sexy time and look up and be like, "Hey, mom. Hey, dad." Like I don't
mean-
want people looking at me,
True.
and it's weird.
No, I totally relate
That's a
to
weird
that.
thing.
I do have pictures in my room.
No.
Not a lot, and like the cats, like they run the apartment. So, I spend so little time there. That's their domain. I am not there enough to tell them what they can and cannot do on their furniture.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So that's where, I dread
Maybe
the
cats
day.
is a little less weird because cats really don't give a
well,
shit.
they
if you're-
don't. They're just like, mom and dad are on the bed. I want to be on the bed too. They don't realize anything's happening.
Yeah, they're not allowed on though.
So
You just better make sure they're fed before they eat you one night while you're sleeping. When you are there.
You've seen my cats; they're well fed.
That is true.
Yeah, I
But
feel
I
weird when they
totally
look-
get the hair thing.
Yeah, I don't like the hair.
Yeah,
I
I
can't.
make my bed every morning because I'm not going to get into bed and get covered in cat hair. Just getting in, like I hate that.
See?
I do. I truly
It's like, what
do.
if I want to, go down and give a blowy, and then I'm getting a mouthful of like dog hair or something?
Well, I could say
I don't want
something
that.
terrible, but I won't.
We're not going to say anything about the men grooming. We're talking about our pets right now. We'll save that for another time.
Could you say, you know what? It's been a couple of weeks. Yeah,
The
maybe
pet
I need
hair
to
was
trim
bad.
it up
I'll tell
some.
you about some pube hair.
At least the pube hair stays in place. It doesn't like fall all
It does
over the
not.
place.
I'm pretty sure I've had a couple of times where I've had a pube in my
pretty sure.
stuck in my teeth.
Yeah, I'm
Well,
like
maybe you should stop
flossing.
biting it.
No,
or-
because it winds up in your mouth, and then like you're like, oh, what's that?
Is
And
this a
then
loose
like
one?
you got a hair in there.
You are drawing upon it succulently. Something's gonna come out and end up in your mouth.
Yeah.
Okay. I wouldn't know anything about that. You're gonna.
Yeah. Anyway.
But anyway, nothing's worse than the cat hair, like all over you.
Oh, God.
So I go to her house this weekend, right, and I pull my clothes off, and her cats automatically make a bed out of my pants.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
It's rude. That's why I have a mentally handicapped cat, because he doesn't do that.
Just
you're freshly off your body. They're warm.
Cats have no respect for our personal space. That's the problem
yeah.
with cats.
Trust me, I'm aware.
Yeah.
I sleep on my bed, okay? So it's me on my bed. This is my bed, right? I sleep on the left side.
And the cats get the other side.
No. Nike sleeps fucking on top of me.
See? He's trying to suffocate you.
Okay?
yeah, vengeance.
He's plotting your...
Yeah.
And then Lottie is fucking 45 pounds. I wake up, she's on my chest.
See, they're trying to stop you from breathing. That's why cats aren't allowed in my bed. They're stealing your soul.
That's fine.
there's
They can have
there's
it.
a method to their madness. I've always told you this.
They can have
They're
it.
trying to kill you.
Those are my babies. Look, the only cat I really asked for was Inigo, and he's my baby. That's my bunny. I love him.
Here we
He
are.
would
She's
do
the crazy cat lady.
anything for me.
Yeah, she's been
Yeah,
called that
it's
a
like
couple of times.
foreshadowing. She's going to be the one.
I'm not because I love animals and respect them enough that I know what the limit is, how many I can and cannot
3
take
cats.
care of.
That's,
Tops.
yeah. I was good with
Tops.
the 2 dogs, 1 handicapped cat. Brent eventually wanted his own dog because he's never had one, and then we wound up with Donkey. So now we have 3 dogs and a cat.
Donkey.
Donkey.
Donkey!
Strictly a Shrek name, right?
Yeah, strictly Shrek.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know about you, but I kind of have a personal moral code every time, I watch TV and Shrek is on Freeform. I just have to watch it.
Yeah, you have to. It's like on a
All
lot.
the time.
All of them.
Every week.
Yeah.
All of them except for the third one.
Which is
so
weird,
they
'cause it
go
skips.
Shrek 1, Shrek 2,
And
and then
then the
Shrek
Forever
Ever
After or whatever,
But I'm like,
yeah.
why can't we get Shrek 3 in this mix? It's just as good as 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
that last Shrek
But is
kind
it?
of sucks.
That's the one that introduced Puss, right?
No, that's
No,
the second
that's
Oh,
one.
the
second one.
The
Okay.
third one is them raising their family. That shit is funny.
So I'm not going to lie. I got really, really high one night, Brent and I. So actually, the both of us got really stoned one night. We ate some edibles that my friend had given us and laid on his bed watching Shrek, the first one. And it was the funniest thing. It's even funnier when you're stoned. Like, I was laying on his stomach and could feel his belly, like, like laughing. And then, like, I would just start laughing. And next thing you know, we're, like, crying. It's a funny movie. It's funny, sober, even funnier.
So-
Highly recommend.
Just so
Popping
well
some edibles and just-
composed, so well
Yeah.
produced.
The comedy
the
is just-
script is just truly
Yep.
perfect, And
There's
there
there's no good comedies anymore
no
like that.
other movies out there that are like what
No.
solid, original,
Old
and then
school
2
comedy
more
movies are the
that
best.
were
though.
just as
just
good.
as good. Yeah. Yeah.
Sounds like a movie night right there.
I
that
told
does.
you.
Everybody get high and watch Shrek,
Watch
except for
Shrek.
me, of course, because I can't get high.
Government
But,
job.
hey, yeah,
Yep.
government
Yeah.
job.
Yeah.
But hey, I will definitely watch
Do
everybody
it.
else and
Watch
laugh.
Shrek, man. That any Mel Brooks film, like Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Oh,
or, like,
Spaceballs.
Spaceballs.
favorite. His there's no comedy. You cannot
Blazing Saddles.
all of you children now. You cannot tell me a funnier comedy than Robin Hood Men in Tights, Grumpy Old Men, and Mrs. Doubtfire.
Wait,
Those are my
those
top
are all
three.
Mel Brooks?
No.
No.
Those are my top
Okay.
3. Those are not all Mel Brooks. Those are
Men
my
in
top
Tights.
3.
That's Carrie Ill. We talked about him.
Always.
I
Yes.
had
as Robin
such a
Hood.
crush on him.
Same.
He was-
Princess Bride.
Uh-huh.
No, he is the
And he's Robin Hood.
protagonist in Hot Shots.
He is.
He plays
is.
the Iceman.
Yes, he does.
He's
know, from-
also
yeah.
in Saw. The man's got range.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But the
he's all over, yeah.
Princess Bride.
Yep.
My heart right
As you
here.
wish.
Wait, we all know that's not your favorite movie.
Stop that. Okay, no, Michael.
What is
Okay.
your favorite movie?
It is technically The Princess Bride. My problem is I've got 3 favorite movies, and they're all tied for the #1 spot.
Okay.
So what he's alluding to is Couples Game Night a few weeks back.
that's right.
And someone is still a little sore that I
Oh,
chose
yeah.
the wrong one.
Well, no, you didn't choose the wrong one. You chose which one you felt.
She chose
Was
2,
my
and I.
I know. I
Yeah,
wrote down
that-
2 of the 3, and you chose
Oh, you
the
can't
third.
do that. See.
Well, what the irony around
Yeah,
it
she
was,
cheated anyway, right?
I wrote down 2 of the 3, and then he chose the third. So that's the irony of it.
Have we watched those other 2 together?
Yeah, the Addams Family and The Proposal. We
Okay,
recently
yeah,
just
yeah,
watched
yeah,
The
yeah.
Proposal.
Yeah.
Mine is Robin Hood Men in Tights. That is my all-time favorite movie.
A solid pick.
It's so good. I could
Yes.
recite that movie when I was a child, like from beginning to end.
All right, I'm
So
gonna put
good.
you on the spot. Give us a line.
What? Master, you've lost your arms in battle, but you grew some,
some
nice
nice
boobs. I don't know why that's so funny to me. It's the
I mean, it's funny
statue.
to me right now.
He's just like, he's tapping the stage.
Yeah, my favorite is the sheriff of Rottingham. Like, he can never say anything straight. He's like, you dared to kill a king's dare. Like, it's so stupid.
All right, we gotta watch this because I haven't
so
seen it
funny.
since it came out.
Oh my
So-
God, Michael.
That's in the
What?
90s. Yeah,
Oh,
that
you
movie's
have-
in the
Dave
late
Chappelle
90s.
is in that movie.
It's
That's
late
like one of
90s,
his,
right?
like, yeah.
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 Okay.
Michael.
Dave Chappelle. Who the hell? Who did he
Dave
play?
Chappelle. He's a chew. Bless you.
I bet he was high in that movie somehow.
No.
So
No.
good.
That's his name.
Yeah. A Jew? A Jew? Yeah.
A Jew? Yeah?
Abe Lincoln. Did you say Abe Lincoln?
We are definitely going to have to watch this.
No, I didn't say Abe Lincoln.
I said Abe Lincoln.
And you don't even have to watch it.
Oh,
Dina
man,
and
we
I
can
will
just do
just
the whole
like
movie.
recite it here.
I mean, should we change the name of this Hammered Show to Robin Hood Men in Tights?
Oh my God.
The improvised version by
not
2
for
ladies?
copyright reasons.
Yeah, not for
Don't
copyright.
do
okay.
that.
I don't know if I could do the dance at the end when they actually sing Men in Tights.
We'll call it,
Tights.
we'll just go Regina Hood, ladies in
Regina
leotards.
Anyway,
Anyway, yeah.
but yes, I was also raised on Mel Brooks.
So good.
Totally relate.
Dracula, Dead and Loving It. Another Mel
Yes.
Brooks.
Oh my
Ooh.
God, Leslie Nielsen.
I'm drinking wine
Rest in
and eating
peace.
chicken.
Shit.
God, I forgot about that movie.
Yep.
Okay, fine. So
I don't think I have that
before
either.
See?
We can do our Star Wars movie night. We have to do our own Mel Brooks
They're
movie
just
night.
so good.
Wait, first off, you need to tell everybody watching and listening, you have never seen a Star Wars movie.
I
Hold what?
okay.
Yes.
So
Right, Dina? Right?
I can I had a roommate in college and she turned on one of the movies and I fell asleep and she gave me shit because it was I guess during some invasion where they're like killing everyone on this planet. I'm assuming y'all know whatever that is.
I'm
So she's
assuming
like-
it's one of the
It's
new
literally-
movies since
She's like, how do you fall
literally-
asleep during that part? And like that girl was kind of cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, so I'm like, okay, I never need to watch this.
Wow. Do not ever say that in front of Brent. He's such a star. Like, he's got the Imperial,
Yeah.
like...
I have never.
I've had conversations with
Full-
Brent
Oh, he
about
will
it,
go
yeah.
in on... Like, he is... And it's so weird because, like, you wouldn't, like... Brent's a fucking nerd.
Yeah.
Like, huge nerd. Like,
That's
huge
cute.
Star Wars
No,
nerd.
no, I had a conversation
so
about He-Man with him on Friday.
Oh, yeah. He
And
is so excited. He's like,
Yes,
did
the
you
new He-Man
watch
show."
the trailer?
Yes. It's got Mark Hamill talking for Skeletor. I'm so into it.
So pumped. I'm pumped. I watched the trailer the other day, and
Yeah.
I had no idea it was happening, and I just like.
Laura, do you know who He-Man is? He-Man.
Well,
Bum,
I
bum,
know
bum, bum,
who
bum.
Kevin Smith is, and I know he's a part of that whole thing. So
I feel like that's
Yeah.
not fair though. Like, how old are you?
31.
Okay. So you're like.
Yeah, but there's been 2 reincarnations of He-Man.
But it's like, I just turned 36, so I'm only 5 years older. But there is that gap.
There
like people
is.
kind of say
Yeah.
I'm a millennial because I'm 85, but I grew up with like my sister was 8.5 years older than me. I grew up with all the old like 80s. Like I was watching Popples and like Care Bears.
Yeah, but this one is
He-Man
like...
and like
I grew up with what my family could
Rugrats?
afford to entertain us with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And
that was
He-Man was one of them.
Basic cable, which meant Rugrats.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever
all I
was
had,
on
too.
like primetime Nickelodeon, and whatever my parents had on VHS floating around,
Yeah.
because we grew up so poor that our entertainment was what was available to us. The only video game console my family ever owned was a Sega Genesis.
That's what I had too.
Oh, I never had one of those.
Dude, I will kick some ass and fart, man.
I don't
What?
know what Fart Man is.
What is Fart Man? See, I thought the Sega Genesis owners were the rich people. Like I had Atari and NES.
You know,
We
my
had an
dad
NES.
probably got like one really solid bonus before he had a bunch of fucking kids, and he bought himself a Sega Genesis, and that was the
That was
only
it.
video game
Sega,
console.
It was the
That was
Sega
it.
Genesis. You had your Sonic the Hedgehog was on there too. I used to play Road Rash. Fart Man. Oh no, not Fart Man. Booger
Road
Man. It was
Rash.
Booger Man.
Oh, okay.
Booger Man was what it was. And he
was like,
literally
Fart
would
Man?
like
I need
he
to play that.
flung boogers at his
Oh my God.
Golden Axe. Like those were my
Golden Axe was like the
Yeah.
marquee game.
Oh
for,
yeah, Golden Axe is my
Genesis.
favorite.
Yeah.
That and Altered Beast, rise from your grave.
Oh yeah, that was cool too.
Yeah,
My
Yeah.
dad had Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune.
he got games for
Will.
himself.
Yes.
That's
Yes, he did.
Did he solve all the puzzles? Because it didn't generate new ones. It just kept doing the old ones over and over.
Yeah.
Oh, did
You know, I only
Yeah.
have but like maybe one very faint memory of him playing it. So I know he had it before, I was born, and quite possibly before my older sister was born. So I don't know.
Well, I don't know. I was never rich enough to have a Genesis.
I mean, I'm telling you.
Actually, no.
My dad had one bonus. You have like all of the consoles.
I kind of feel like, well, yeah, now I do because
Yeah.
they made all these little mini classic things, and they're like $100.
we weren't rich either though.
Yeah, I think it was back in the day. It's kind of like the Droid is with the iPhone.
Yeah.
You were either a member of the NES family or a
Yeah.
member of the Sega family, and whichever
Yeah.
one you got
Because
first.
like I had Sega, and then like some of my friends were upgrading to like the Nintendo 64 eventually, and I was like, I'm so cool because I have Sega, and then I'm like,
Yeah, you're
oh
like,
man,
fuck that.
like,
Oh no, I'm
I
not
want a
cool. I'm
64.
poor.
yeah. I mean, I don't think
I think
wouldn't
that
say
they
we
cost
were
the
poor.
same. I think they cost the same.
Yeah, we were middle.
Yeah.
We were middle class always, but my dad
Yeah.
also worked 2 jobs. Like my dad was like, like the legit American dream. Came from Italy when he
Yeah.
was 17, like immigrant, became a citizen, worked 2 jobs. Like he would come home from the barber shop, go to sleep for a few hours, go to work overnight at a hospital as like a nurse's aide, and then like sleep again and then go to work. Like that was
Yeah.
Yeah.
my life with him growing up. Like he made it happen that we could have things.
Oh, these kids
I'll
now,
forever be thankful for that.
they don't know how good they got it. Like my kids, for example, and they don't listen to this, I'm sure. So
Spoiled
I mean,
as fuck.
spoiled as motherfucker. The only time I got good shit was Christmas. That was when you got the
Yes,
expensive
too.
gifts.
Yeah.
That's when you got
You know,
they'd save up for the year
My
and they'd get
parents
you
worked
like
their asses
bomb
off
ass
all
shit.
year.
Oh, you don't even
to
save.
have a great Christmas.
You don't even save. You put that shit on layaway
Yeah.
at Walmart.
That's what they
They
And,
charged it, yeah,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then paid
Christmas.
it all off all year.
birthday. I'd get like a birthday party and like maybe one cool gift, but like
Yeah.
it was the end of the year. I got 2 shopping times I was excited about. Beginning of school, I'd get to get new clothes, and then Christmas. So it was like all
Yeah.
year I'd write down like what I wanted for Christmas, and then that was it.
Oh, yeah,
that
Christmas was
now
it.
kids get shit for everything. It's like Easter.
Every-
Here's a brand new car. What?
The idea.
What do you-
You and I have been through this before. Every parent has kids and goes, I want to give them a better life than what I had.
And unfortunately,
fair,
the
yeah.
outcome
That's fair.
of that is having some spoiled kids. But what you wanted was for your kids to have everything you asked for as a kid and couldn't have.
Yeah.
And
But in
you know,
retrospect,
yeah.
honestly, I got everything I wanted. I wanted my dad there for like my sports games and stuff when I played soccer and ran track, and I wanted to work for like I now realize that like me working for the things that I got made
Yes.
me like who I am today.
Yes.
Like I'm not spoiled. I mean, I'm spoiled. I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty spoiled.
Aren't we all?
But like
to an
not,
extent?
I'm not like a spoiled little brat that's like, oh, I'm terrible at life and everything's just gonna be handed to me. You know,
Yeah.
like I'm not spoiled in that sense. I'm spoiled
You
because
worked
I
for
worked for
everything
where
you've
I'm
got.
at now.
We've
Yes, yes.
spoiled ourselves
I'm
in
now-
this generation.
yes.
You know, we grew up, we started earning some real adult money, and now we're like, I'm going to treat myself. And now
Right.
we've spoiled our own selves. And that's
Yes.
how we become strong, independent
Yeah.
females who don't need a man because we are funding ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like to spend my money on experiences.
Right? Yeah.
Me too. Experiences.
I'm also out of wine.
Oop, oh,
That
sounds like
sounds-
break time.
Sounds like it's almost there. I
Oh.
mean, this is perfect. We're an hour into the show.
We're an hour.
Hour into it,
Wow.
and we
An
still
hour.
haven't even
Time
touched on.
flies.
We still haven't even really touched why you're here.
Okay.
So I
yes.
mean,
All right.
you know,
So
you know,
break
we'll
and we
take a
can
break.
touch on it. I'll give you another
Yes.
30 minutes of my life.
All right. Is everybody good? Because we're coming up on my favorite part of the show. You good, Laura?
Oh, are you asking
I'm
for good?
great.
Yeah, are you
I
good,
wasn't
Dina? Are you
sure
ready?
if it was a rhetorical question.
Oh no,
or
not rhetorical. I mean, I'm just making sure before we go into this because
Yeah.
this is one of my favorite parts of the show, and out of all the trivia's we've done, this is the one I am most anticipating because we
No
have
pressure.
a cat lover over here in
Oh.
Laura, and we have a veterinary assistant over here. Our technician,
Yeah, whatever you wanna call me.
and Dina, you know.
I would
So-
just like to go on the record to say, like, I am not a cat lover. I've just ended up with cats.
They have somehow found you.
They found me.
They have found
Except
you.
for Inigo, that's mine. He's mine. The
That's hers,
others,
that's
they found me.
Well, here we go. This is my favorite time.
Oh,
Oh,
is
wait,
there there?
no,
Lizard.
that is not it. Let me just close this window right here.
With
boy.
Tegu. That's what it's called.
They're like
Is that what it's called? I
mini kimono dragons. That's
Yeah.
what they look like.
Essentially, yeah.
So,
Oh, do we have to look at that?
no.
Oh, just kidding.
No, let me tilt the screen this way so we make sure Miss Laura's not cheating over here.
Yeah.
Not
But-
a cheater.
This is the ultimate cat quiz.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So, will you get a perfect score? Let's see.
Did you say perfect skirt?
You.
Score.
You
I mean,
got to be kidding me right now.
I wasn't ready for that. Good play. Yeah. Usually Laura's the one that plays on words here. Great.
I am, but it's okay.
All right.
I've been kind of lackluster lately.
I feel like you can still see the screen. Stop looking over there.
I can't. I
Okay.
can't.
All right. So, Dina, the way this works
Yep.
is the guest will go 1st. We're going to get 6 questions, 3 apiece. Whoever answers the most wins the coveted Hammer Trophy.
Oh, my God.
That's
Wow.
not it.
That is
okay.
definitely
That's not it. It could
All right.
be.
It could be, you know, if you want the shot glass, take the shot glass.
All right. So, question number 1 goes
Okay.
to Dina. Are you ready?
No. But yes, but go.
How many bones does a cat have? Is it 10, 128, 230, or no one has actually bothered to count them?
128.
That is wrong.
Damn it, it's 240.
A cat has 230 bones.
Ours 230.
Wow.
That's a lot of bones. Well, if you think about it, I mean, a cat can jump off a 2-story building.
Yeah.
They've got a
And
lot
just-
of little parts.
They do.
I wanted to sit there and try to count, but I just, it's wine.
Well, and we have at least a 2-hour show, so we don't. I feel like at least an hour would be
All right,
counting
all right.
bones. All right, Laura. Question number 1 for you: if a cat swishes its tail about, what are they trying to tell you? Are they trying to say that they've just farted? They're annoyed, they're peckish, or they're bored?
Well, I need to see how they're swishing their tail because cats have happy wags like dogs too, and then cats have annoyed wags.
This is a scientific
Yeah.
study
I
here.
know the answer to this one.
So
I'm gonna say they're annoyed.
that is correct. They are annoyed. That
Damn,
explains
why
a
was
lot.
her question so easy?
All she had to do was just pay attention to her cats when I go to her apartment.
Yeah, they're annoyed.
Anyway, all right, Dina, here we go. Question number 2 for you.
I hate this.
What is a group of cats called? Are they a shrewdness of cats, a clouder of cats, a squad of cats, or a meow of cats?
Wait, say the second one again.
A clouder of
A
cats.
clouder.
That is correct. They are a clouder. All right, so now we have Dina with 2 questions and 1 right, and Laura with 1 question and 1 right. Laura, are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
All cats have a sweet tooth. True or false?
It's the breath for me.
I'm gonna say false.
That is correct. All cats do not have a sweet tooth.
Okay, so is this question to say that some cats have a sweet tooth, or
I mean, now you're going way too deep into this because they're not
Okay,
explanations.
sorry.
Like I said before, this is
curious.
scientists that do these studies.
I feel like
So-
Nike has a sweet tooth. She's the one who gets the most excited around the catnip.
Okay, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Dina's gonna get this one right.
I
All
don't know.
right.
Probably not.
The world's oldest cat, called Cream Puff, lived to what age? 10, 21, 38, or 100?
So here's the thing. I've known a couple of cats to live longer than 21, but they're not recorded. And I
Cream
don't think
Puff
that
was
he
recorded.
lived. I don't think he lived till 38. But that's probably the right answer. But I'm gonna still go with 21. No, no, damn it! It's older than that. Was he 38?
See, this has happened the other night.
Was he 38? That's a long time. Like I've literally never known any cat. No.
Here's what we're going to do. You tell me your final answer. Is it 10, 21, 38, or 100?
It's not 100. I still want to go with 21, but I feel like it's going to be 38.
So what's your final answer? I know it's a tough one. This is a real nail biter.
I'm going to be wrong and go with 21.
You should have went with your gut.
Was it 38?
It was 38.
For 38 years?
38. Cream Puff was 38
Jesus.
years old. Let's see if we can find a picture of Cream Puff.
Cream puff.
38?
Yeah.
That's insane.
That's
Because like I've had
unheard
cats
of.
come to our clinic that are like 22. Never older than that. That's crazy.
That's old, man.
That's
That's
old.
a
That
generational
is
cat.
old.
It's like parrots live forever.
Oh, there's old Cream
Wait,
Puff.
what is the lifespan of a parrot?
Depends. Some of them can live for like 100 years
Wow.
Oh, wow.
in captivity.
Yeah.
There's Cream Puff.
That's him.
I love
Yeah.
him.
And his second cat lived. Where do they live?
The oldest
Not in the
cat
United
was
States.
named Cream Puff.
An
and
unusual
lived to
diet
30.
of bacon, eggs, asparagus, broccoli, and coffee with heavy
First
cream.
of all, how did those cats
Wow.
not have pancreatitis? Because that sounds terrible.
coffee?
That is a terrible diet.
I mean, look at all that cholesterol. Maybe
Right?
humans
That's what
would
I'm saying.
live
Like, how do they
older,
live
yeah.
that long?
Like, that's not a fat
I
cat.
don't trust that. Do
Look
they
how-
have
yeah.
documents that were like, this cat was born? You know what I mean? Like, they have to have 38 on that diet.
I mean, and that cat right there, it lived on. I don't see anything about mice up there. Look how
No.
skinny it is.
Bacon,
So
eggs, asparagus, broccoli, coffee with heavy cream.
it's probably pretty active cat.
Ugh.
No.
Must have. I mean, drinking coffee. That I would never.
No.
So right now we are sitting at.
I'm totally losing. I'm terrible with these.
Oh wow! Have you got one right yet? You
I got one
you got
right.
one.
Yeah,
That was your third question.
Yeah.
So you have 1 and you have 2, and this is for the win, Laura.
This is for the win.
Oh wow! Here we go. Laura, cats sweat from which part of their body? Their eyes, their paws, their tongue, or their armpits?
Ooh.
I know the. See,
Ooh.
she's getting all the questions that I actually know the answers
Did
to.
you know?
Well, if I'm getting the questions, you know the answers to. Oh,
She
God.
could get this wrong and then put you right back
I feel
in
like
it.
she's gonna get it right.
I'm torn between the tongues and the paws. I'm going tongue.
That is wrong.
Ooh,
It's the
Paws.
paws.
Damn.
They're sweaty toe beans.
I knew
Yeah.
dogs sweat from their paws, so I'm like, it's only I guess appropriate that cats do, but cats are different. So okay,
Dina,
I'll
that's
take
good
the
news.
on
You're
that
back in this.
I am back in
You're
this.
back in this to win it if you get this one right. All right, we'll be
Wait,
tied.
She has one. I have two.
Yeah, she'll
This
have
is my
two.
Is this my last one?
Well,
Is there a tiebreaker?
wait a second. Hold on. Even though you got that one wrong, that was your third question, right?
Yeah, that was her third.
Oh, no. You did win.
Technically, unless I got the next one right.
Well,
and
yeah, if she got the next one
wrong.
right, then we're tied, and we need a tiebreaker.
But she's already had 3 questions, and you've
How
had
many
3
questions do we get each?
3.
Oh, that was it. Yes. Yeah, so
Okay,
you won.
well,
Yeah.
no, still ask her the question.
Oh,
What?
As we do.
We'll just run the questions out.
Okay.
But congratulations, Laura. You are the champion on this episode of Hammered. You know a lot about cats. You have 3, so you should.
Yeah.
Dina, how many eyelids do a cat have?
3.
Bam, she's on it. She got it. All right.
Okay, what's the last question?
Cats are lactose intolerant and should avoid milk. True or false?
False.
That is true.
It's
Oh,
true.
wow. We're like running.
Yeah.
So, except for mother's milk, right?
But is there not lactose and
Not there, like, no.
oh? I mean, I know not to give a newborn kitten milk from your fridge. That's PSA. That's like your 4th PSA for the night. If you find a kitten, don't give it
Do not
milk from
feed
your
it a tray of milk.
refrigerator. But okay, wow.
Well, that kind of brings up another question. Dina, maybe you can answer this one. So, is it true not to feed a dog chocolate?
Yeah, 100% true. It depends on the chocolate, though, too, because some chocolate's more toxic than others.
Oh.
Milk chocolate, meh. Dark chocolate,
What makes it so toxic?
I have no idea.
It just is.
Yeah,
Like,
it's the cocoa.
oh.
Causes kidney failure.
Grapes are a big thing.
Grapes are really bad for them.
I have no idea about this.
Yeah, we had a dog
Well-
that ate a cinnamon, raisin cookie. Had to come in and get hospitalized. Flush those kidneys out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like another PSA out there, guys. Don't give your dogs people food. It's, eggs, cool, like the crust from your pizza, fine, but chill.
No table scraps?
Chill.
No?
Nope.
Like asparagus that
Kidney
you don't want to
issues,
eat?
pancreatitis, all this shit.
All right, so now we're getting deep into pet land because I fed my dogs a lot of growing up. We had house dogs or yard dogs, and we would just give
It's
them
changed. They used to be
bones
outdoors.
and-
They
yeah.
smelled like people were like, whatever. And now they're in your house, and it's
Yeah. So we are going to take this moment to plug Rock the Pig and Paws for Life on September the 4th in Youngsville, North Carolina. Tickets are on sale now on Eventbrite. Proceeds, of course, are going to Paws for Life. And Dina's band, Supersonic, is going to reunite and play at this event.
yeah.
So how
we
excited are
are.
you for that? That's
I'm
going to be cool.
actually pretty excited. Really excited to play with the boys again. Actually, we're gonna play a show before then too. Wound up coming about because of that.
Oh, nice.
So,
Get a little
yeah.
warm up, get back together.
Warm up, yeah.
Get the band back together, as they say.
back together.
Yeah. So tell us about your music career. When did you start? When did you know you had it, that you could sing and that you wanted to do this?
I've been singing since I was a little kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, singing all the time. I think my mom was the only one that really knew I could sing. My parents at the time were separated, Then came freshman year talent show, and I sang a song in the talent show. And my dad came, had no idea I could sing, and was like, "Oh my god!" And then was telling one of his barber friend, his best friend, that he cut his hair. Then he went to this talent show, and I sang, blah blah blah. And then he was like, "Oh, Mario, my girlfriend's a voice coach." So then I eventually started taking voice lessons and sang some opera for a while. Did a couple of plays and shows, and that was it. And
You sang some opera?
yeah,
Yeah.
I could sing some opera.
Can you do it now? Can you?
Probably not. I don't think I've
No?
sang opera in about 10 years.
Figaro, Figaro, Figaro.
I mean, I feel like I probably could. I
Yeah.
just, I haven't. Yeah, I could
Yeah.
probably do it. Not right now.
Yeah. So when's the last time you guys performed as a band together?
Oh, God. Almost 3 years ago.
Almost 3 years?
Yep, 2018, January. We had our last show. We opened up for Breakfast Club at the Lincoln Theater. And then Brent and I started dating. And then the fall of 2018, we did one more, just really quick reunion show down at Carolina Beach at the Sea Witch. And that was it. That was the last time with them. And then I
Yeah.
filled in for Love Tribe for a little bit, but that's a long story. We're not going to talk about that.
Yeah. Well, you sing a lot of like alternative rock type music, and
Yeah.
like, what's your favorite genre to sing, or what's your favorite band to cover?
With the band,
Yeah.
with the band, I don't really have a favorite. I really love What's Up by the Four Non Blondes. That's my shit. But I love it all. I love everything from AC/DC to Lady Gaga. You know, it's fun to sing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I was at that one of your last shows, the one at Lincoln
That was
Theater,
the last
and
one, yeah.
yeah, you guys covered a Nirvana song, and I was like, wow, that
Smells like Teen Spirit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I really liked that version of it. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I rock out, you know.
Rock
crazy.
out.
Yeah, I mean, I think rock and like, you know, alternative music in general has been my favorite, but it's weird because I can't pinpoint a favorite music really. I'd say maybe I lean more to that, but like my favorite artist is Celine Dion because I fucking love her. She's an angel. Her voice is beautiful, unbeatable. Saw her live in February, right before the whole, you know, pandemic started, and it was like she was recording her first album. She's amazing. But then I love, you know, stuff like Coheed and Cambria. That's my favorite, like, alternative band, I guess you could say. I guess they're alternative.
Who was that again?
Coheed and Cambria.
Wow, I don't think I've ever heard of them.
Yeah,
You
they are. They're
Really?
coming in
You
September. You should go September 22nd. We're going. They. I started listening to them in high school. They're originally from the same area I am. Used to see them at this like little hole in the wall bar called Olives in downtown Nyack, New York, and fell in love with their Second Stage Turbine album. And then just followed them ever since. And then Brent also loves them. And then we started dating. And now every time they come to North Carolina, we go to their shows.
No.
They're not super mainstream. There's a couple of songs, like Favor House at Atlantic, I think is their one like mainstream song, but it's a production. I mean, you want to talk about talented musicians, they're it. It's literally every song is a full production, and every album, it's this whole story. He's telling the story all through every one of his albums. They actually have a comic as well, The Armory Wars. So if you actually listen to them from start to end, like it's a whole production. It's a whole story.
So if you ever were on like Pandora or Spotify and you put on like Dream Theater Radio, Coheed pops up.
You may be familiar with the rock band 3. They are based out of New York as well.
Yes.
Love them. So oftentimes when I listen to 3, I hear a lot of Coheed as well. So really just a cool sound. You know, it is not unlike anything that you would hear on mainstream radio.
No.
It is different.
It's a
And
production.
yeah.
Like the live shows too. He'll come out at the end with his like double guitar and play. And so Claudio, the lead singer, when I used to see them, had this like tiny little fro. Now it's like this long flowing like lion mane, and he just, I mean, the mane's blowing. They're just heavy on the drums, heavy on the guitars. Like it's just and he brings his son, goes to the shows. You'll see him like dancing on the side of the stage. I mean, it's just amazing. Are you looking it up right now?
No, I'm just sitting here thinking, here we go again, another band I've never heard of again.
Yeah.
This must be a generational thing. Maybe I'm just the old dude in the room.
I'm
No.
gonna say
I mean-
kind of maybe halfway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Coheed did kind of peak in probably the early 2000s.
Early 2000s, yeah. Because when I was seeing them, I was still in high school, so it was like 2000. You know, 99, 2000, and then you know it was popular in the North, New York, New Jersey. You know, half their album, like you know, Devil in Jersey is you know, New Jersey bound. And then that was like just a small clique of people. So like you go to their shows now, and actually they'll play some of their older songs from like Second Stage Turbine, which is probably one of their best albums. And you know, half the kids don't know any of those songs. You know, they just follow from when they became a little bit more popular, and then you heard the Favor House Atlantic. So,
I'm assuming that's those guys right there.
yeah, that's before his fro was super big. So you go down,
So,
yeah,
that's second picture down.
there you go,
Right here?
There it is. Look at that fro.
All right.
His hair is amazing.
So this is a newer picture right here. I mean, they don't look
Yeah,
that
that's
old.
in Keeping
Newish,
Secrets.
yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
that's newish. That's 2000.
Oh,
I mean,
look at it here.
yeah, there it is.
Good Lord.
I mean, I have some pretty good pictures
So
on my
good.
phone from the concerts.
How hard is it to maintain that
I
hairstyle?
don't know, but it's
Well,
beautiful.
Just
I
washing
mean-
it. Oh, man.
I don't
Crazy.
know. I feel like my hair looked like that when I was a young child. So there's not really any taming it till you discover a flat iron.
I'm thinking I would probably dig these guys.
They are amazing.
Yeah.
You should honestly, after I leave, listen to some of it. And,
They've got.
they're playing at
groove.
Red Hat with the
Oh,
used.
okay.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
I already bought pit passes.
And when is this?
September 22nd.
September 22nd.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's a
like-
Wednesday.
Yeah, okay, that's a decent day. All right. We
I'm
make
off
sure
most Thursdays.
make sure we don't schedule a podcast
I'm
for
telling
that
you,
day.
it's worth it. Like their shows are amazing.
Yeah.
Like even though like I know all the words to all their songs, I'll still stand there like this and just like watch them play because they're just amazing musicians. I mean, rock and roll, I'll tell you, they're just musicians, like actual musicians. You know, like people that can play and just shred and just it just sounds good, and you get that feeling and it's just like amps you up. Like it's just good, and his voice is like so high pitched, and you would be like, that's coming from him.
I feel like we talked about this on the last show with Cheryl and Brian of Vertigo, where it is a completely different experience when you go to a live show and you're seeing your favorite musicians just up there doing their thing. And the way I described it on the last show was it's like a spiritual experience. It's almost religious.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I do the same thing like when I go see Dream Theater. I haven't seen 3 since they opened for Dream Theater in 2008. They won't leave their little New York bubble. And that's fine. Like I would
where
go
the
to New
scenes
York
were.
to see 3. But that's, I would say Coheed is right around that era with almost like that emo
It's
kind of
borderline emo,
pop,
pop, rock.
but better.
They've gotten it's like almost like an orchestra. Like,
Yeah.
But as a musician, seeing other musicians play, I mean, it's a whole different thing. Like once you start, I mean, obviously, so I started with my band Supersonic back in, 2000. When did I move down here? 2012, so 2013. I mean, we were doing it for 6 years, and just playing with the musicians that I played with, and playing on stages that like my favorite musicians have played on, like Lincoln Theater. I mean, Gaslight Anthem has played there, and they're one of my favorite bands. You know, standing in the same spot that like Brian Fallon has standed in, I'm like, oh my god, and like Glassjaw and Minus the Bear. You know, I'm playing on these, and it's not even my own music. I'm just a cover band. It's just amazing, and then you play with your musicians and you see how great they play, and then you go see all these other live shows, and I can pick out whenever it like messes up, but like still keeps going on. I'm like, oh, okay. Or like when
Look
they're
at
like
you
really,
go.
and then they just lose themselves in the music, and you can hear and feel that.
You
Just
felt
like
it all right,
that.
didn't you?
Just like that. So you had kind of answered my next question was, did Supersonic do strictly covers, or did you guys ever dabble in your own music? Did you ever write music?
We talked about it. The problem is, you do covers so long and everybody wants to do their own thing, and you're playing with these people who, Jim Hill, old, 80s rocker. I mean, he's been in a lot of like pretty, mildly like famous bands, and Thomas, my drummer, who used to play with other ones too, and everybody's got different styles, and Christian, is amazing, and everybody's good, but the problem with them is like everybody wants to make their own type of music. We can't really come to a...
You can't align.
Yeah, so we just haven't. I think Jim's got his private band with his wife, Tara, who's awesome. She used to sing in Shoot to Thrill. She used to be the lead singer. She's awesome, yeah.
Wow.
She's cool. And then, Christian does his own thing. And then Thomas just, nobody ever knows what Thomas does. Thomas is just his own man. And then, me, I used to write my own music. I actually used to sing way before this band when I was in New York. I actually recorded a couple of demos. But people, we had Willie Nelson's nephew, and I recorded like a house song, because house music was really big then. But I was so young, and I just didn't want to dedicate my life to that. Because that's what happens. You wind up writing your own music, you get big, and then that's it. That's your life. Like, you don't have privacy. So I kind of liked the cover band thing, because it's like, we're doing it on our own. We still have these crowds that want to come see us, want to listen to music. We're still, local celebrities in a sense, but I have my private life. I don't have paparazzi. I don't have whatever. And, yes, I'm a talented singer. Could I have made it? Probably. Could I still make it? I'm sure, but...
Something you didn't want?
Nope. That's why I even left this. Like, that's why I quit. It's working 40 hours a week, working on the weekends, singing every weekend. I missed so many family things, missed my nieces and nephew growing up, missed so many things with my family and friends that I eventually just had to stop. It was just too much. Like, I just want to be a domestic dog mom, and
Yeah.
I mean, I love singing. That's a huge part of me, and I'm trying to figure out now how to maybe retry to balance that again.
Yeah.
And that's why the boys and I are doing that, show for you. And then we actually wound up agreeing to do a birthday show for my buddy Steak, Charlie Weatherby, who owns a place down in Morehead City. But he's awesome. So
I was going to ask you, but you kind of killed the question with that response about not wanting the limelight of fame.
Yeah.
But did you ever think about going on The Voice or America's Got Talent or
I
American Idol?
have. I
Oh,
went and
okay.
tried out for The Voice. Yeah.
How'd that go? Well, crack the knuckles.
You are so beautiful, and you have such an amazing voice, but you're just not what we're looking for.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, who told you that?
So you go to prejudges.
Okay.
So there's prejudges before you actually get on the show. So they that's where they pick the bad people, the good people, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
what did you sing for him?
I sang Chandelier by Sia.
yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. And it came out great, and everybody was jaw dropped in the room, because they take you in sections. So you got
Yeah.
20 other people in the room that are singers, and you're just sitting in this office, and there's one random person that's there that's a producer or somebody on the show that
Yeah.
feeds people. And even I was blown away by some of these voices. They were nope. And I'm like, what?
What are they looking for?
Yeah.
What do you
What
I don't
are
get
you
it.
looking
I don't
for?
know. And then here's the thing is, you watch The Voice, but how many people do you know on The Voice have ever gotten famous? Nobody.
Like American Idol's the same
American
way.
Idol.
Maybe a handful.
American Idol.
Yeah.
American Idol. But that was it.
But still, some of
But
their
The Voice-
winners
But no,
aren't
nothing
famous.
on The Voice. Yeah. The
Yeah.
American Idol, yeah. But no, nothing on The Voice. So I wasn't
Well,
really
damn.
upset about it.
It's-
I know I'm a good singer. I know I have
Well,
talent,
you've got
so-
the look for a lady rocker too. You've
have
got the tattoos, and were you too wild for them? Maybe you think?
No, you know
She
what?
sang Chandelier.
Yeah.
It's not,
Yeah.
when you're thinking about the spectrum of
Yeah.
wild music, Chandelier is just not up there.
I'm a
know?
belter.
Yeah.
I'm a loud.
So, do you think the song selection maybe did you in, or
No, I don't think so. Because I had a couple of them, and I did it in my own rocker kind of way, and it sounded,
Okay.
and it was really. Even the guy was watching me, just kind of and they. So normally they're supposed to stop you after 30 seconds, but he let me keep going and was just staring, wow.
you made him
can
think
sing.
long about
Yeah,
hard
and
about
then
it?
he was
Yeah.
because I think they have a set amount of people they can let in. Because again,
Yeah.
there was this one woman, I'm telling you, she killed Natural Woman before me. I had goosebumps. I was I had all the feels, and she didn't even get picked. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, well, and that was it right there. I was like, if she didn't get picked, there's no way I'm getting
It
picked.
doesn't make you stop and wonder
no way.
how political
Oh,
are
it is.
these
Shows, I'm thinking
there's only one Sia, and no one can truly emulate that. So I know you went up there and you put your spin on it, but
Yeah.
how I
It's
guess
all-
they might have already had their belter. I
They want,
guess.
they want certain things, and then they want you to have a story too. Because I have a story about a friend of mine who went on, and I'll not say her name, and she's also an amazing singer. And she made it to the round where you go to meet the judges, the actual you're in the room with just the celebrity judges, and they told her the whole time, amped her up to be that she, or amped her family up because her family was there, that she was going to be on to the next thing. So they were all excited at the end. They didn't pick her. So they on the side amped her family up, so her family's all amped up to come, and then on the show you see her come out and she's pretty much crying, and her family's all and then it's because it's show, you want the drama.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
So
brutal.
it's so it's so bad. That's why I was like, fuck those shows. I'm sorry. Anybody who's done good on them, good for you, but that's not, and I don't want to sell my soul. You don't know
Yeah.
me. You're not going to tell me what I can sing. If I want to write my own music, I'm going to write my own music. You're not going to tell me these are the songs you have to sing. This is the style you have to do. I'm not trying to be a Britney Spears.
Yeah, I quit watching those shows years ago.
Yeah.
American Idol, didn't they hit 20 years and then they quit?
Yeah.
They took 2 or 3 seasons off, and that was it. It was American Idol was
And they came
over.
back.
Then they came back.
Kelly Clarkson really is the only one that's
Still out there.
Yeah.
Daughtry's still out there singing
Daughtry's still out
too.
there. But he was never a winner.
Yeah.
He never won.
Should have been, because he's one of the top artists that's come
Yeah.
off that show.
And what's that
besides Kelly
guy?
Clarkson.
Justin Guarini. He's now the Dr. Pepper guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh okay.
I
Yeah.
don't know who these people
He's
are.
the that's the only one I know. And then
Well,
One of the country singers.
Yeah, he lives in
Carrie Underwood was on American Idol.
Yeah,
Never
yeah,
won,
true.
but became,
a star, big time
and then it
country
was
star.
Ruben Stoddard that
He won,
gospel-y-
didn't he?
He won, but like, where is he?
Where's he at? He's gone.
Where is he?
Well, and then there's Clay Aiken. He
Clay
didn't
Aiken.
win also, and he's still, I don't know if he's still singing or not. But we actually have a dude from Clayton, I think. And I can't remember his name
Scott
right
McCreery.
now. Scott McCreery, yes.
That's right.
Wasn't he a winner? Or
Maybe? I don't remember.
Well, he's big time, and
Yeah.
Scott McCreery,
I don't
right
know.
here
I
in
know my
North
voice
Carolina.
is fantastic, so I
Yeah.
don't need anybody to tell me. But I don't want that life. Like, I like my
Yeah.
happy, quiet life. I like being able to go out and not have people.
Dina, you could be a millionaire right now with like 10 platinum albums and all the
but she
paparazzi
wouldn't
outside
be
our studio right
happy.
now.
Then she wouldn't be happy.
You just gotta.
I mean, I don't know. I think now that I'm older, like if I was to really pursue it, I think I could be, because I can be like, no, I'm not doing this. And like, I could probably find a label, and
Yeah.
be like, hey, these are my stipulations. I'm still living here. You want me to travel somewhere and whatever, but I would still live in my little small Youngsville, North Carolina, in
I
my,
would too, yeah.
in my house with my dogs.
If I was a
It's
million,
weird
yeah.
because it's interesting because I'm not famous, but like there are a lot of people in this area that still remember the band. And again, I haven't played for 3 years, but I like went out to like Bud's Tavern one night at karaoke night, and a girl came up to me and was like, "I know who you are," and just like just fangirled out, and like it's cool, and it makes me really humbled. But
You gotta like that just a little bit, though.
sometimes,
Yeah.
sometimes I do. Sometimes it's really cute. It's more so like when it's like when they're kids, like their little girls are like,
Yeah.
I'm their like fan, and they like want to be like me. I'm like, oh my god, yeah, you don't really want to be like me, because I partied a lot when I was young. And that was another thing too, is I got caught up in the
Who
party
does it when
lifestyle.
they're a singer? Yeah.
You're singing till 2 a.m. You're sober the whole night, and then like you get off at 2, and it's like drinks, let's go, and then you're just stuck in that party life. That's why nobody ever wanted to date me.
Well, I think you're doing pretty good right now. I mean, you got a beautiful house, you know.
I do.
You got beautiful kids and your dogs.
You're
Yeah.
sharing
you're-
the mortgage with a special someone.
I am
Yeah.
sharing the mortgage with a pretty special man.
But do you think maybe now that the band's getting back together and you guys are playing a couple of shows this year, that maybe you're going to reignite that fire just a little bit? And,
We might.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, it was the boys that were like, hey, let's play this show. And then I was the last one that they were like,
Yeah.
hey. And it was weird, too, because like I dated my band member for a while, which I do not recommend for anybody.
Yeah, ask Stevie
yeah,
Nicks
we
about
hear
that
a lot
one.
about
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it God bless Christian. He's such a great man.
Yeah.
We had really good chemistry, but, the dating part just
Yeah.
threw a wrench in it at the end,
At least you didn't write a song about him like Stevie Nicks did. So.
No, I love Christian. I mean,
Yeah.
he's fantastic. We're still friends now. It took a while. I fucked him up. I was more
Yeah.
of a party at the time, and he was not, and trying to keep up, and, whatever, and he's such a sweet man, but we were just so different.
Well, now maybe everybody's gotten a little bit older and
But
wiser.
now we're all friends.
And
Yeah, now I'm like,
and-
hey, come over to the house, have a barbecue with us. He's like, okay. But it took a while. It took a while for everybody to grow and whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't mean to pull a no doubt on that one, but
I'm so glad you said that, because I was just singing Simple Kind of Life in my head.
but they wound up
Yes.
staying friends too.
Yes.
It's the bass player, man.
Wait, what happened with No Doubt?
Yeah,
Oh
she
my
dated her
God.
bass player.
It was a whole
Yeah?
Fleetwood
Yeah.
Mac thing. She
Oh.
was dating the bass player.
I think it was the bass player. Same
And
thing.
So the
they
dating
were
is what ruined No
together
Doubt?
for a long time, and then they broke up. No, they were still
they were still
together as a
playing.
band
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
a long time. But they, Gwen wrote a lot of songs about that guy,
Mhm.
and they are scathing, and they're
Yeah.
deep, and you can hear her hurt, and they're just up there playing these songs. It's a whole nother Fleetwood
Yeah.
Mac situation.
Oh, wow. I had no idea.
Yeah. Don't date the guys in your band.
Don't date your bandmates.
Yeah. I also had to have a come to Jesus with a couple of friends of mine who wanted to sleep with my band members, and I'm like, that's fine. I don't care, but you're my friend too, so don't make this weird.
Oh, okay.
And
yeah.
then things got weird. And then it was like, well, I told you.
Tried to tell you.
You just don't do it. That's the thing. You just, band people are...
Well, damn. Now Gwen Stefani is all up in Blake Shelton's world and
Yeah.
caused him to get divorced from Miranda Lambert.
See?
So
There
I'm
you go.
thinking maybe Gwen Stefani was the problem here.
She might have been.
Hey, girl likes to fuck. What can I say?
Oh my
Get it,
God.
Gwen! Get it.
I mean,
Anyway,
if you listen to her song, she just wanted a family. She
Yeah.
wanted
But-
to settle down and have
But
kids.
she got the family. She had it with
Yeah.
Gavin Rossdale, which was crazy because that was her like huge crush. And then
I didn't
What's
know
her thing?
that
Isn't
either.
he?
yeah, she was obsessed with Gavin Rossdale all throughout the 90s, and they
Is he
Creed
not
was-
also a country?
no,
he-
he
that's
was Bush,
Oh,
Glycerine.
Bush.
Oh,
Why was
okay.
I thinking Creed?
No, the name,
No,
the
'cause
they're
name
the
was
same
so
band.
familiar, and I couldn't place like who. Wait,
He was
Where is he?
Bush, and that was the thing though. He never that was it. Glycerine.
Yeah, I can't
Right,
think of it.
right,
What was
right,
another
right.
Bush song?
Goodbye, Glycerine. Oh, there is another song.
Dun, 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 dun. I
But
hate
yeah,
that
and then
song.
they,
Oh my God.
Actually, no, that's not him.
Wait, who?
I
What?
was like, he's on your
Oh
wall.
no, this is
That's not him.
this is the R.I.P. wall back here. This is four of my
I
favorite
was gonna say
guys.
that's not him.
Yeah. We got Scott Weiland, Kurt, and
Yeah.
Chris, and Lane Staley. Yeah, that's it.
Band things are fun. I
Yeah.
miss singing. I want to do it again.
Well, we are looking forward to a reunion of Supersonic on September 4th at Rock the Pig. And hey, I just want to say thanks for being on the show.
Yeah.
This has been a good time. Yeah.
Thanks
And
for having me.
don't forget, folks, you're listening to this. Check us out September 4th, Youngsville, North Carolina. Tickets are on sale now on Eventbrite.
Tavern.
Bud's Tavern in Youngsville. I like that place.
I love that
I
place.
like that place. It's a little homely, and it's in the woods. Wear your bug repellent when you go out there. They got some good ass burgers. But anyway,
Have some good burgers.
they do, right? $2.50 on Wednesdays. Thinking about going there tomorrow night. Anyway, Laura, thanks for being on the show.
Thank you.
Yeah. Anything
As
else?
always.
Yeah, Dina. Before we go, you want to plug anything else?
I think that's it. I don't like plugging.
I
I just
mean,
feel like I'm terrible with that.
Well, we're just gonna sit
My
here
life
and
is boring.
say,
You can find me on Instagram if you want.
what's your IG?
I don't even know. I think it's like D_might13.
Dynamite.
I think so.
Yeah,
What is
clever.
I don't even know what it is anymore. I changed it. I'm terrible. I'm a suburban dog mom now, ex-rocker,
Is it the same as your Snap? 'Cause you
and
added me
I
on Snap
like
recently.
to garden now.
Well, we'll put it up here because, you guys are going to reunite. You're going to start playing again, and you're going to get all these followers, and your paparazzi's going
We're
to show
gonna
up.
start
and
reuniting.
You're going to be on TMZ and all this shit. Watch out.
I'm pretty sure Thomas still. Oh, there we go. It's Dina DINA_MYTE_. That is my new Instagram name.
All right. We'll put it up here for everybody.
Yeah.
All right. With that being said, thank you, everybody.
Peace out, Cub
Laura,
Scouts.
Dina, thanks again. We'll see you next episode of Hammered. Peace.
Whoop, whoop.
Bye.